Hey everyone, and welcome back to
Another one.
Welcome to Program Code 101, the place where we learn the art and skills required to develop code. I'm your instructor, Mr. Decoder. In our previous video, we discussed the concepts of basic flowchart development, including flowcharting symbols and guidelines used when developing a flowchart. We also constructed flowcharts using various pseudocode constructs, which included sequence, selection, and repetitive constructs. If you missed the details of that video, please select the link above to review. In today's video, we will be looking at different types of flowcharts, with emphasis placed on the system flowchart. We will also be constructing system flowcharts using given requirements for a system. Types of flowcharts. Based on concepts already discussed, we know that a flowchart is a diagram used to illustrate the steps, sequences, and decisions of a process or algorithm. It shows how data and operations are carried out within a planned program. Flowcharts can be represented in a number of ways. These include document flowcharts, data flowcharts, program flowcharts, and system flowcharts. Document flowcharts are used to show how documents flow from one section of a business to another. It is essential for tracking documents, including paperwork, within a business. Data flowcharts are used to show the sequence of data flow within a system. It emphasizes data flow with little to no focus on decisions made. Areas of focus include input, output, processes, and data storage. Program flowcharts are what we have been creating so far and shows control over a program within a system. These are mainly used when writing programs and shows the data flow and operations within an algorithm. System flowcharts shows control of resources within an entire system. Focus is placed on how decisions are made and how data flows throughout the system. This includes data entry, storage media, and other processes required. Program versus system flowcharts. The following characteristics of program and system flowcharts can be used to identify the differences between both methods of flowcharting. The first difference indicates that system flowcharts focus on the functionality of the entire system, while the program flowchart only focuses on a specific problem or process in a system. System flowcharts analyses the entire system, which may result in it being complex or difficult to understand, while program flowcharts look into the understanding of how a problem is solved through steps within the program. These steps in the program flowchart are more detailed and allows an easier understanding. System flowchart symbols. System flowchart symbols, like basic flowchart symbols, are the most important in the process of developing the flowchart. The most common symbols used within system flowcharts are document symbols. These are used to indicate the printing of a single and/or multiple documents from the system. Input and output symbols. These symbols indicate data being added, corrected, or pulled from the system flow. Data being accepted through manual inputs, such as a user entering details via a keyboard, as well as information being displayed through a screen or monitor, is differentiated using various symbols. Data storage symbols. Data used within a system can be referenced from internal storage, such as RAM, or sources where sequential access is important, such as magnetic tapes, or sources that doesn't specify the order data must be accessed, for example, databases stored on hard disks. The symbol used within this section will be dependent of the needs of the system and the most appropriate means of storage required. Additional symbols. These symbols include the predefined process symbol, which is used to indicate that pre-existing or embedded processes are being pulled from other systems. These can be modules designed by programmers for specific actions, or that are included within a program library. These concepts and more will be discussed and developed in the next video. A delay symbol is also used to indicate that the system is in wait of another process or resource. This may be as a result of low or not enough memory available to complete the required process. System flowchart development. Example 1. The following example indicates the need of a system flowchart that depicts the flow of operations of the HC Hotel. The requirements for the system are quite detailed and indicates the basic operations carried out for a customer when booking and staying at the hotel. Review the requirements of the system, then try to identify the key areas required. The areas of input, data storage, processes, and outputs should be identified. Pause the video now and identify these areas. I will go through the process and show the solution in a moment. The first thing to identify is the method used to allow data to be entered within the system. The requirements state that data is accepted through manual inputs via the keyboard. The user will then be required to edit and validate the booking being made, after which corrections should be made if required. During the data entry process, the details being entered will be shown to the user on a screen. The requirements also mention the need to store the details of guests and also the booking details. Separate databases are required for these files. The final area of focus is output. This shows the need for printed documents, namely the confirmation document, guest arrival documents, and the checkout list. Once the key areas of the system have been identified, we can now start the design of the system flowchart. The solution shows the oval being used for the start of the system flowchart. It then shows the manual input symbol used to indicate data entry via the keyboard. The process of adding booking details to the system is shown through the checking of the guests file, editing the booking details, and displaying the booking details to the screen. The processes of the system are shown using process symbols. Details of the processes being carried out are not visible, just the indication of the task and the outcome after the process. The booking details are then validated and corrected through additional input. These are then saved, and the booking confirmation details shown through printing. Once the booking has been confirmed, the system can then generate the list of guests that should be arriving to the hotel. The information stored inside the bookings database will be used to facilitate the printing of the guest's arrival sheet, as well as the checkout list for those persons who should be leaving the hotel. The outcomes of these processes are the printing of multiple sheets for guest arrivals, and the printing of a list which indicates the guests leaving the hotel on a particular day. The solution then ends through the process of checking out a guest and the termination of system flow through the use of the oval. System flowchart. Example 2. The following example requires a system flowchart that shows the flow of operations of a pizza delivery company. The system uses a telephone operator to accept pizza orders by phone and inputs the order into the system. The customer's address is checked in the delivery file and used to identify where the delivery will be made. Once this is done, the order is added to the order file. Then the customer's payment details accepted and saved to the payment file. The customer receipt is then printed, as well as the order sheet, which is sent to the cook who packages the order. Review the requirements of the system, including the key areas of input, processes, data storage, and outputs. Pause the video now and try to generate your own system flowchart. I will go through the process and show the solution in a moment. The solution shows the start of the system flowchart represented by the oval. The manual input symbol is then used to enter the pizza order, accepted via the phone, and entered into the system. A process symbol is then used to show the process of checking the address of the customer. This is referenced using the delivery database file. Once the address is found, the order details will be updated and saved to the order file. Another process symbol is then used to represent the acceptance of payment details from the customer, which is then subsequently saved to the payment file. Once payment details have been accepted and saved, the order sheet is generated, printed, and sent to the cook for packaging. The customer's receipt can then be generated and printed, using details from the payment file. The symbol representing a single document print is used to illustrate this action. The solution then ends through the use of the oval, which indicates the termination of system flow.
Yep, good to go.
In the next video, we will discuss the concepts of modular programming, including the concepts of functions and procedures. We will also generate pseudocode from given scenarios using procedures and functions. Thank you for being a part of.
Another one.
Remember to like, comment, and subscribe. Until next time, take care.